Hello, welcome to the April 2014 edition of CGov's The Parish Line. We cover the events, programs, and policies of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. On this month's program, we will see a disaster drill in Westlake put on by the National Guard, see how Burton Coliseum hosted the March Madness High School Basketball Championships, and visit the Senior Olympics. First, work has begun on Phase 1 of the newest parish park, River Bluff Park in Moss Bluff. Jessica Williamson has the details.
Dirt has been officially turned off Terrio Road in Moss Bluff. What has been only a boat launch in the area will soon be upgraded. A 16-member community advisory panel provided input on the project.
One of the big things with the existing boat launch is that there is an old bridge abutment submerged within the existing launch. So if you have a smaller boat, you can get in and out of there, and you really don't have much of a problem. But if you have a larger boat, it's tough to maneuver around that thing. You can get in and out of there without damaging a boat, no problem. But you have to be careful.
Phase 1 of the park construction includes a new 3-lane boat launch with parking for 50 boat trailers and a kayak launch.
The whole reason to put in a kayak launch here at River Bluff Park is because of the increase of people who are kayaking. There's tons of clubs from here all the way to Lafayette that are really looking for places to kayak that don't want to get out in a lot of traffic. And so when the thought process of redoing this boat launch came into play, a kayak or soft launch was very, very important. With the rebuilding of this new boat launch, we hope to bring in several fishing tournaments. And a lot of the fishing tournaments and the people that put these on have expressed that they have a new division, which is kayaking. And so that's become very, very popular. So we wanted to be able to make sure that when we brought in these fishing tournaments that we gave them the option to also launch their kayaks from here as well.
Several Calcasieu parks are located near waterways, but the land that River Bluff Park is situated on makes it unique.
The land here is different than any other piece of land that we own, in that it's totally wooded. It's got a couple drainage systems that run through it, so it has the water system that we can enhance. It's right along the river, and we have other parks that are along the river, but they don't look like this one. We actually have a swampy area here, so it lends itself to birders. Most people, they want to go take pictures of birds, they have to drive down the camera. Now we're developing a park that people can come right here and take those same pictures. It's just a piece of property that is so much different than any other park. And so that in itself sets River Bluff Park off and just makes it a one of a kind. So we can add in the rentable pavilion, the playgrounds, the boat launch, and all those things that you can find those exact pieces elsewhere. But they're not going to be put together the same way that River Bluff Park will be put together.
Phase 1 is expected to take about a year. Future phases include a rentable pavilion, playground, spray ground, walking paths, and a nature center.
The nature center is going to encompass both inside and outside. We hope that the nature center will be used for field trips from local schools and surrounding areas that will be able to bring in children and teachers. They can learn so much in a textbook, but being able to get out in nature and in a nature center where, kids can really interact with nature and be outside and, look at the water features, look at the plants, look at the animals, and be inside and be able to see the same thing is really important. So we hope that the teachers and students will both be able to benefit from the nature center and the amenities that will come. We definitely want to stay family oriented, so anything that we can do to get families together outside and enjoying nature and exercising and having fun outside is really important this day and age.
For the Parish Line, I'm Jessica Williamson.
The budget for Phase 1 is $2.8 million. Earlier this month, the Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness assisted the Louisiana National Guard in a full-scale exercise for disaster readiness in Westlake. Molly Morgan was there.
Being prepared for a disaster here in southwest Louisiana is a must, and training is a key to our success. Emergency Response Coordinator Rob Daldrell explains.
This exercise was a culmination of a week-long exercise, starting off with a potential hurricane hitting our area 120 hours out. And we worked through all the steps till today, which is actually one day after the hurricane has hit. And we're having to work and do a search and rescue mission of all the areas that were damaged and flooded during the hurricane. This part of the exercise was just a one-day type event. I mean, we would be going on for a whole lot longer than this, but some of the things that we tested and trained on, it was a big training event also, was proper boat handling, how to handle animals that might need to be rescued with their family members, people that we pick up that might have weapons. And it went through the whole gambit of starting off with someone calling for help, we sending the appropriate asset, whether it was a high water vehicle like a big truck, or if they needed to be rescued by boat. Once the people were picked up and rescued, then they were brought to what we call a lily pad. And a lily pad is nothing more than an area of high ground so that we can pick the people up and get them off the rescue boats and then brought to an area where they can be assessed by medical personnel and find out what their needs are. The needs might be simply, I need to call so-and-so to come pick me up, or they might need to go to a shelter. They might even need to go to a hospital. So that parish collection point is where we take those people. We also register them there through the state so that we can also find out when people call, say, well, where's my grandmother? Where's my mother? Where's my son? And we have that information if we did rescue them. It was a combination of the Louisiana National Guard, Wildlife Fisheries, Calcasieu Parish Police Jury, Cameron Police Jury, Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office, both Marine and Aviation Unit, Calcasieu Parish Animal Control, and various other state agencies that all came together to provide services when they need it.
National Guard units came from all over Louisiana to take part in the drill.
Today we're conducting a disaster response exercise involving a lot of the different agencies in this area that we're working in Calcasieu Parish and surrounding parishes. We've brought in units from throughout the state. We have soldiers from the 256 Infantry Brigade Combat Team here, from Alexandria, from the Cavalry Unit from Coshada, Louisiana, and my headquarters out of Lafayette, Louisiana, as well as the Engineer Brigade, who's coming from the eastern side of the state, the 205th Engineer Battalion. The major events that we have going on are search and rescue. We're actually starting off where we're training the soldiers with the different agency partners that we have out here. We'll do some training initially with them on the land, and then we'll move into to the ground and the water and do some other training as far as search and rescue is concerned. Off to my left, we actually have the tactical water purification system and the light water purification systems that we're working or training on today. We actually take water out of the lake and we'll purify it, and it'll either be classified as potable or non-potable at that point for human consumption or utilization. In addition to that, we have our headquarters in terms of command and control that are here. They go through the reporting, interoperability with a lot of the other agencies that we're dealing with to make sure that those commo systems or communication systems, are operational and functional, so when a disaster does hit, we're able to talk and make a difference for the citizens of Louisiana.
Staff Sergeant Woods explains how the TWIP's tactical water purification system works.
We draw water and it goes through this system. It has vessels, it has elements, and we put the proper amount of chemicals in to get it ready. And we run this piece of equipment, and we can draw up to 30,000 gallons of water per day with this piece of equipment. So it is a big help. It could be a big help to any kind of situation, mainly that it's called on. It could be used for drinking water, bath water, water to cook, water to wash clothes. So it could just be sent to any city that loses water capability. We could be called on by the governor, and we'll deploy this machine to draw water to try to help these cities or help soldiers that's deployed that don't have a proper amount of water to get water sources. At full capability speed, within an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, we could be producing water.
Drills such as this one helps to strengthen relationships between agencies.
This is a great opportunity for us. I mean, we're working in support of these agencies when a real event does happen, and to establish these relationships outside of a meeting room or a conference room and come out here and do it practically, I think that goes a long way in terms of helping our citizens when that day comes with a disaster. So it's just been a great day so far. We're hoping to keep it safe and continue to build upon the relationships that we've already established.
For the Parish Line, I'm Molly Morgan.
The exercise included 500 responders from numerous local and state agencies. If you are an older adult and like competition and excitement, then this story is for you. Margaret Higgins recently visited an event that could keep you on your feet.
Being physically active for older adults can be the key for improving the overall quality of their lives. The Southwest Louisiana District Senior Games was recently held to promote physical fitness and active involvement for individuals 50 and older. Health Initiatives and Strategic Partnerships Director Angela Jewett tells us more.
This is our 24th year. It is an annual event that's always held in the spring because it's ran around spring semester, because the kids that work with us, this is their credits for their H&HPE class. And then we'll have the state events, which are usually run in September. So to qualify for state, they must go to a local event. And this is our Southwest District Games. And what's really interesting, we get a lot of athletes from all over the state and from other states who come to compete in our games. The senior games actually last 2 weeks because 2 to 3 weeks we have so many different events in so many different places. You know, like golf has to be at a golf course, shooting has to be at a shooting range, archery has to be at an archery range. So everything is split up into different places. We have a great turnout this year and we're so excited about it. So we're just like really promoting this is this is health. This is a health issue for seniors to be able to get out and participate, to stay healthy and happy.
Senior Olympians share their experiences they've had over the years and the games they participated in.
I started playing senior games in 2003, right after I retired. I had some good friends that I square danced with, and they were always real involved, and they had so much fun and always bragged about their medals. So when I retired, I started playing. And I participate in several different things. I started off with beanbag baseball and bowling, and it went from there to shuffleboard and washer pitch, and I've really enjoyed it. I've made some new friends and had a good time, and it keeps everybody active.
We do the doubles and singles in bowling, we do washer pitch, shuffleboard, bolo golf, and putt-putt golf. It's fun, we enjoy it very much.
For more information on the Senior Olympic Games or to get on their mailing list, call 656-0839 or 656-0840. For the Parish Line, I'm Margaret Higgins.
Approximately 350 athletes were involved in this year's Senior Games. The Burton Coliseum Complex recently hosted the Louisiana High School basketball tournament known as Marsh Madness. J.P. Booth brings us a recap.
After 10 days of basketball, with some days seeing as many as 5 games, the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury and the Southwest Convention and Visitors Bureau take a look back at the impacts the tournament made to our area and the overall success of the event.
We had a very good impact for our first year with the High School Athletic Association and Marsh Madness here in Lake Charles. Over the course of 10 days in March, we actually had about 35,000 to 36,000 people come through here to watch the best basketball teams play for the ultimate title of being the best in the state. And it was a great economic impact too. We actually had about $3.6 million impact. Those are rough figures, but that also includes about 2,007 hotel room nights. That's 10 days, so that's a huge impact, and it was a big endeavor, but we feel pretty much that it was a good success for the first year.
You know, when you looked around town for those 2 weeks, there was buses in every hotel parking lot or in a restaurant parking lot. You'd hear stories from the teams that are coming in, oh, this restaurant was fantastic, or that restaurant was fantastic. You know, you talk to people at different shops throughout the area, and they just kept going on and on about how awesome it was to see these teams come through. You know, a lot of the ones that played, if they came from far off, if they won, they stayed. So they were here for the majority of those weeks.
The tournament, which is organized by the Louisiana High School Athletics Association, chose the Burton Coliseum as its home for the 2014 and 2015 championships. Employees from the police jury, the CVB, and area volunteers all pitched in to make the tournament a success.
Very pleased with the outcome of everything, very pleased with the community support. The volunteer base was awesome. We couldn't have asked for anything more. The LHSAA was very pleased with some of those things as well. They recently had an executive board meeting, and some of the things they spoke about were, the Burton's, willingness to fix small things as they would come up.
I think that they were pretty pleased with the way we worked with them. I would hope that they were very pleased with the way the Coliseum looks now. They said on many occasions that every time they'd come and visit the facility for a walkthrough or a site visit leading up to the championships, there was something always that was new to them. And it was definitely a huge difference of what they saw in their initial walkthrough during the bid process, which was back in the spring, about a year ago. And so that part was very, very nice for them to hear that and give us some good positive feedback there. Working with them with the way our guest services handled things and all of our team, we were very pleased with the way everything worked out, because the High School Athletic Association would ask us or have a problem with something, and we were always there to help them out and address the issue and resolve it pretty quickly. And I think they were pretty pleased with that. So on the whole, I think it was a good working relationship, and a good working relationship that hopefully we can continue even after this bid for the future.
Just want to thank all the volunteers that came out. There were some of the volunteers that came out were there from start to finish every day. We could not have done it without them. Our team hosts were phenomenal. These are people that just gave their time. They come out and watch a game or two, and some of them would work the whole time, like I said. Just unbelievable. The community support for the event was fantastic, and we're looking forward to working with them again next year, so hopefully we get them all back.
You do have to bring together community, not just the fact of needing a lot of manpower, which a lot of the parish employees in the police jury helped out with. We also had some outside assistance as well. But things like the hospitality room, those, that requires food. And we had to go out into the community and ask for assistance there. And all kinds of other organizations that, that stepped up to the plate because they realized how big of an endeavor this was going to be.
Aside from the economic impact of such an event, the tournament gave people from all over the state a chance to visit Southwest Louisiana and witness all that it has to offer.
Anytime we can showcase our area with an event like that, it does nothing but help our cause for what we do here in tourism. And this event was a perfect example of that. There were people that had never been to Lake Charles before that are talking about, oh, I can't wait to come back, can't wait to come back. We heard that statewide. It didn't matter if they were from Ruston, Monroe, Shreveport, New Orleans, wherever they were coming from. They're all talking about coming back. They want to come back next year, and probably a trip or two in between, hopefully.
Having an event like this and this magnitude is, such an opportunity on so many levels for a community. Not just for the fact that, people are able to see our area and our university. With a lot of these players, hopefully they were able to see a snapshot of what McNeese looks like and maybe consider going there down the road and playing here full-time in this facility. But at the same time, all of the parents and family and friends that drove in, many of them have never seen this area probably, and hopefully they had a very good experience. Hopefully they saw the great things that we have here in Southwest Louisiana to offer that makes us unique, and hopefully they're coming back, not just for these championships, because a lot of people that said they were here this year said they'd be back next year because they were really hopeful about their team. But it's just maybe for a vacation. I mean, with all of the things that are going on and all the developments that are underway, I think that an event like this on any level is going to be good for the community and will only help the future with increased visitors and tourism.
Looking to the future, the March Madness basketball tournament will be returning for the 2015 championship, but Barnes says that the Burton Coliseum is not stopping at basketball.
The bid is currently a 2-year bid, and we are actually in a partnership with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, an organization we could not have done this event without. And so we've got the championships coming back one more year, and then we'll more than likely rebid again for another 2-year process. We're also looking at other events that the High School Athletic Association offers. For instance, I know we've got an interest in looking at maybe state wrestling competitions to come here. This facility has so much to offer, and a lot of people might think it's just for basketball when it comes to sports, but we can do so many things just in addition to the rodeos and the basketball games. Wrestling, cheerleading events. We're open for business in many areas of the athletic world, and we're going to go out and try to get some of those things.
For the Parish Line, I'm J.P. Booth.
Recent renovations at the Burton Coliseum complex were a major factor in the success of the event. The police jury has plans to continue those renovations and upgrades. It's time for one of the biggest events provided by our Animal Services Department each year, the low-cost rabies clinics. It allows Calcasieu residents to have their dogs and cats inoculated for the rabies virus for low cost and with the convenience of a drive-through.
We do this for the community in order to prevent the spread of the rabies virus in animals. And so we do it a low-cost clinic to allow those in the community to have the opportunity to get the vaccination at a lower cost. We want people to be able to get in and then be able to get out effectively. So it's quite a huge operation, but it is something that we found to be a success for the community, and so it's something that we put on twice a year.
The next clinic will be April 26th at Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles from 7 a.m. until noon.
They'll need to bring their driver's license, some form of ID, as well as cash or check. We do not take debit cards. And so we'd like people to understand that as well, because sometimes they get there and realize that they can't get the service. Usually our numbers are in the thousands. People that come in, you actually have people who bring, they may have 5 or 6 or more animals, and so they, come in and bring, all of their animals in order to take advantage of this. So it is quite the event, but it is something that we found to be a great success for people to be able to, if they have multiple animals, take advantage of this lower cost. We also offer microchipping at the clinics for $12. We want the people of Calcasieu Parish and the surrounding areas to know that we certainly do whatever we can to help the community, and so we want people to come out and know that this is something that we do for them in a way to give back. So we encourage them to take advantage of this. It's something that we offer twice a year, and I believe it would be a great benefit if they would come and take advantage.
The cost for a spayed or neutered animal is $8. It's $10 for unaltered pets. All dogs and cats over the age of 3 months are required to be vaccinated for rabies. That's the Parish Line for this month. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more information about any of the stories on this month's program, visit cppj.net.